Hello,
Yeah, what's
this
up?
is Arpin. Well, this is Arpin. I don't know where I'm pointing. That's him.
Yeah.
This is Arpin. I'm Marcelino,
This
and this
is
is our assignment on human trafficking.
nice. Right, simulating what impactful insights your team learned from the segments. Explain your insight in your own words.
Well, the scale of which it happens, and specifically in our province, the fact that human trafficking is so large in our province here in Ontario is something I actually couldn't have imagined. I knew that human trafficking was an issue. I just didn't expect it to be very large here where we live.
I wasn't expecting anything else. I thought it was a lot less than it was before. Uh,
No, it's crazy to me because you'd expect it to be somewhere in like Alberta or BC, in these places where it would be larger in a larger scale, but no, it's Ontario.
yeah.
Nonetheless, it's actually one of the biggest spots that they mentioned in the videos is like really close to Brampton.
And before this, just
Is it close to Brampton or in Brampton? I'm not.
focus. I don't know if it's dead in that.
Yeah, it's crazy. That was something that I did not expect myself.
As related to insight to public safety rules. So it's more an insight on the police service itself because they seem to be working on it, but not as hard as I think they were.
In my opinion, is they're working on it, but it's hard to minimize that kind of crime specifically. They are working on it, but it seems that it's expanded so much that they don't know how to contain it anymore.
We don't really know the police service. It doesn't like potential signs of trafficking.
Well, if you have a friend who suddenly becomes very quiet, like he's such a jolly guy, but all of a sudden he's now quiet, that could be a potential sign. Wearing a very expensive clothing or watch could also give it away because you would know if your friend could afford. You would know if your friend is Mr. Beast. Like you would know.
It's also extreme tiredness or just losing on the money, maybe.
But that could also, yeah, like all of them could be indicators. It wouldn't be for sure though, because it could also say it's abuse. Very highly dependent on the situation.
Effective community strategies with potential victims. Communication strategies.
Communications. Um, well, if you are somebody who that person trusts a lot, take them out for coffee or take them out to eat somewhere, or not even don't even try to take them out to a public setting. Buy drinks, um, stay home with them, and talk to them slowly. Try to get them to open up to you if you're somebody who they trust. And now, if you're somebody who's noticing this but not very close to that person, I would recommend to see who's the closest person to them is, and just go and express your concern to that person, and they can talk together. You can let a trusted adult know about the situation. Go and tell them so and so seems off or that. But in my opinion, finding somebody who that person trusts a lot and having them connect together is, in my opinion, the best way to go about it.
Collaboration with relevant agencies and resources. In my opinion, that's the best people to communicate with to help them is probably shelters, food banks, probably as well as government agencies if they release that stuff, such as Constance United.
Yeah, but I would also say another agency that they would collaborate a lot with is therapy.
I do it very good as well.
A lot of like doctors, a lot of healthcare and medical professionals, I'd say, because not all of them are people who are homeless or on the street or are running away from home. Some of them do have a home and a family.
Let's see. Kind of just reflect on how the segment has influenced your understanding and practical consider what surprise became most valuable.
For me, again, the one thing that surprised me most about this issue is how wide it is. It's eerie. It's quite unreal. The fact that it's that largely out there. I didn't think I knew it was an issue, but I didn't expect it to be as common as street drugs. Right? Like you don't expect it to be that common.
It wouldn't be like common when you expect when it's like a couple of thousand people are missing every once in a while and that's weird. What was the information that informed your perspective on the role of public safety personnel?
Sorry, what?
What was this information informed your perspective on public safety professionals?
When we say public safety professionals, to mean
Like
like
police.
officers. Well, they are working on it.
Yeah, there is
The only the only thing that I would say is because of the large population of Ontario, it definitely because there are so few officers compared to how many traffickers out there. There's definitely more traffickers than officers, and that is definitely an issue. When it comes down to it, in my opinion, it makes me think high of them because they are doing their job, but also makes me a little concerned to know that there is not enough of them out there to. Um,
one by one, different what's you gonna watch it right?
that's everything. That's just a common thing with crime in general. Every crime, but every crime that you're gonna take down, there's always gonna be another one. That's just a thing with humans. As long as humans exist, crime will exist.
How was the information informed with perspective of persons who being in friends with mental issues?
Well, wait, what was the question again?
How did this inform your view of people living in physical industries?
When you say in the industry, do you mean being the victim or the person running it?
I said both.
Again, I expect to be there. I didn't expect that there would be a lot of them
Yeah.
out there. It's just bizarre to me that the victim could look like an everyday today person to you, right? Like it's
Same thing. You say at the same time, it's the drug is a number too, but he's a monster the other way.
every criminal can look like a normal person. That's the thing.
So what I'm getting at, it's like they can look like a normal person, but behind closed doors.
Nobody. I mean, nobody suspected Jeffrey Dahmer for being a cannibal,
Yeah.
and then it happened.
He's very charismatic.
The things people can get away with by being so confident and charismatic is it's kind of crazy.
That's next. What is one key learning the panel discussion provided you about Bill C-36? Well, for me, that was about that prostitution is illegal. I knew it was legal in most parts, but I didn't know it was illegal. It's a lot of people do it.
I will have to say, first of all, there's advertisements literally not that far from here from my house that says "Fun Time for Men," and it's literally just advertising prostitution. I don't know how this is happening, but there is literally like an advertisement not that far from my house. You have a picture of that,
It's
and post edit, put it up on the screen. Just to prove it, just put it up and post edit. But yeah, CapCut. Anyway, but yeah, like it's still crazy to me the fact that it's still a pretty wide thing. In my opinion, prostitution should be illegal. That's just me. But yeah, the fact that according to Arpin told me about the Bill C-36 is it's illegal to buy it, but it's not illegal to sell it, which I think is a little flawed. I think that both parties should be held accountable for proceeding. But I guess if you're like, I can see where they're coming from. Where if you're that down in the dumps and you're trying to sell your body, there's nothing worse that they can can do to you. But at the same time, there should be something that should be done about it.
Yeah, yeah, that's what
I think, like in my opinion, that bill, I think it needs a bit more reforming.
right. That's my thing. What is the challenge you might face as a public safety officer?
Uh, Composure for me, specifically composure, because when it comes to situations like this, I find it hard to keep composure because I'm a very traditional person when it comes to how to treat people like that. Where I come from, people like this usually it doesn't end well for them, but it's completely illegal for us to like grab one of these guys and just absolutely throw them around, right? But like here, you have to keep composure. You have to not lash out. That for me, it will be keeping composure and not being emotional in a situation like that. What about you, Arpin? What do you think?
You can put it in content page. I mean, you don't know what the guy's gonna do. For all I know, you just pull it together and still shoot him.
That's with every crime, though. Almost every crime.
Mainly with celebrities, because they don't want to get caught, so they're probably gonna start shooting at you, or they're gonna shoot themselves. And it's like,
Okay, shoot themselves is a little too much. I don't think they're gonna go through that extra mile. But even then, a trafficker, I'm pretty sure a trafficker is not that dumb that would try to shoot at an officer and make their sentencing probably worse.
I'm thinking, first of all, that they don't want to, that's what they start shooting for.
The thing is with being an officer, though, is when you work on the field, you know it's a 50-50 chance every day that you're going to get shot at. So that's like the least of my concern.